Hello everyone, welcome back to another Umamusume video. Today is June 24th, 2026, so I'm recording this technically a day prior than I usually would. But, basically on the 25th, at around basically 3 p.m. PST, I know for sure, we'll be coming to rerunning Umamusume's and two new banner support cards on top of a new R who's unfeatured, maybe? I doubt it, but maybe she is. But before we go too ahead of ourselves, let's go over our returning and rerunning Umamusume, starting off at Seiun Sky Original. Okay, Seiun Sky Original has a stat bonus in Stamina and Wit, 10% in Stamina and 20% in Wit, with an aptitude towards turf. She runs medium to long distances with a Seiun Mile. Her strategy is front runner, but she has a B in pace, D in late, and an E in end. Her epitaph is Trickster. You need to win the Kika Show and Sakutsuki Show, a Kinen Classic, and the Tenor Show Spring as a front runner. But specifically for the Kika Show, you need to stay in the lead from the 200 meter mark to the goal line. Her unique skill is Angling and Scheming. Increase acceleration at an opportune moment when in the lead on a corner late race. Her innate skills is Pessimist Pace Chaser, keeping the lead, and fast pace. When it comes to awakening skills, at level 2 you get Front Runner Savvy. At level 3 you'll get Vanguard Spirit. At level 4 you'll get Tail Held High, and at level 5 you'll get Escape Artist. For evolved skills, we have one for Vanguard Spirit here. You need to win the Kika Show and or win any G1 long race 3 times and get at least 2 skills for long aptitude, or just get the Slacker status effect. Vanguard Spirit turns into the Fast Retrieve. It's for long distances only at a random point during the middle leg. If you're in the first place with a clear lead, your speed will increase. Finally, another evolution path for Vanguard Spirit. If you specifically activate a training event and select second choice here, or you have at least 600 stamina and get at least 2 skills for medium aptitude. Vanguard Spirit will now turn into Angler's Wisdom. On medium distances at a random point during the middle leg, your stamina will greatly recover. And finally, the final evolution here in the line for Escape Artist this time. This one has 3 conditions. The first condition being getting at least 600 stamina or having 800 wit. You get at least 2 skills for front aptitude, and finally get at least 3 T-speed type skills. Escape Artist turns into Operation Escape for front runners. If you're in the first half of the pack at a random point during the middle leg, your speed will increase. And that is it for the evolutions. Let's talk about some skills from the events. We have Subdued Late Surgers, Deep Breaths, Front Runner Straightaways, Shake It Out, Highlander, Steadfast, Hesitant Late Surgers, and Fast Paced. The objectives you run with Seiun Sky will be, after the Junior Make debut, you need to gather at least 3,000 or more fans. And once you do that, you'll enter the Triple Crown, starting out with the Sakutsuki Show, the Tokyo Yushun, and then ending it off at the Kika Show. In the Classic class, it ends at the Iruma Kinen, but entering the Senior class year, basically, will be the Tenor Show Spring first, into the Takarazuka Kinen, the Tenor Show Autumn, and ending it off again at the Iruma Kinen. That is it for Seiun Sky's objectives, overall 10 objectives. For secret events, we have at least 3. The first one, you need to participate in the Kyoto Daishoten if nothing happens. Participating in the Mainichi Okan. And finally, winning the Triple Crown will get you 3 little stat ups, with it being your mood, your speed, and your power, and finally a fast-paced hint +2. And that is it for Seiun Sky. Currently, at least. So, well, how do I feel about Saint Sky? Well, Saint Sky is amazing, actually. Saint Sky is still pretty strong and is still a pretty good legacy Umamusume for your front runners. And hell, if you don't have her now, I guess now is your best chance to get her again. At least she is on rate up this time. But if you have not chosen her as like a selector, I suppose this is your best bet now. But I would still advise you to maybe hold it off a little bit. There's something basically on the horizon, and maybe that will interest you more. But of course, if you're a fan of Saint Sky, always go for your favorites. Personally, since I already have Saint Sky, I do not have much motivation to summon. On top of having the other Umamusume she's going to be sharing the banner with, Narita Bryan. Narita Bryan has a stat bonus in speed and stamina, with 10% being in speed and 20% in stamina. Her aptitude is towards turf with a distance of long and medium at A with a B in mile. And she has an F in sprint. Her strategy is pace and late with a D in end and a G in front. Her epitaph is monster in the shadows. Win the Skutsuki Show with a difference of at least 3.5 lengths. Win the Tokyo Yoshun with a difference of at least 5 lengths. And win the Kika Show with a difference at least 7 lengths. And finally, win the Arima Kinen twice. That will grant you the Monster in the Shadows epitaph. Her unique skill is Shadow Break. Increase velocity with beastly strength when passing another runner on the outside or on the final corner or later. If the skill user engaged a challenge mid-race, greatly increase velocity instead. Her innate skills are Straightaway Adept, Medium Straightaways, and Preferred Position. When you start awakening her skills, at level 2 you get Homestretch Haste, at level 3 you get Beeline Burst, at level 4 you get Lone Wolf, and at level 5 you get Embody and Mind. Her evolved skills are the following. We have one for Beeline Burst. You need to win the following races with Sakutsuki Show, the Tokyo Yoshun, the Kika Show, or have at least 800 speed, and get at least 3 speed type skills. Beeline Burst turns into a decisive cleave. At a random point during a random trait, your speed will greatly increase. And for Body and Mind to evolve in a specific training event, you need to select the first choice or have at least 1,500,000 fans. Is that? No. Oh yeah. There's 15,000 fans. Or I guess, oh yeah, 15,000 fans. I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm saying it wrong. I'm saying it right this time. And then have at least 600 stamina. In Body and Mind turns into Hungry Wolf's Fangs. If you're in the last spurt at a random point during the first half of the last spurt, your speed will greatly increase. And that's it for Narita Bryan's evolved skills. From events, you'll be able to get Passing Pro. The objectives. After the Junior make debut, you'll enter the Asahai Purity Stakes. After you finish up at the Asahai Purity Stakes, you'll enter the Triple Cup again, the Skutsuki Show, the Tokyo Yoshun, and the Kika Show, ending off the class at the Arima Kinen. When you enter your senior class, the first race you'll be entering is the Hanshin Daishoten, and then after that you'll go to the Tenno Show Spring, Tenno Show Autumn, the Japan Cup, and ending it off again at the Arima Kinen. When it comes to secret events, Narita Bryan has 3. The first one, winning the Triple Crown, or win at least 5 G1 races before the 3rd year. It increases difficulty and rewards of future training goals. For the second one, you need to participate in the Takarazuka Kinen and beat Biwa Hayakid. You will lose 15 energy, and you'll get a 1 random set plus 10 and 45 skill points. Finally, if you lose to Biwa Hayakid in the Takarazuka Kinen Classic, you'll lose 15 energy, get 8 in a random stat, and 45 skill points. That is Narita Bryan. Narita Bryan, what is there to say about her? Unironically, she's still pretty good, I would say. For the most part, I still like to use Narita Bryan, even though I technically do have the better Pace Chaser and Oku Cat Christmas, but there's something about Narita Bryan that's just undeniable, and that is she can really manage to get you some wins. She's a very good legacy support for your other Umas, who, specifically focus on passing through the final corner and, you know, doing those duels. Of course, Shadow Break is not that useful on the front runners who are currently, you know, the pinnacle, or you're just using Ogre Cap. But I can still say, without a doubt, if you need a strong Face Chaser or just someone strong enough to inherit some of your sparks and you want to build up someone to do a big spark, I would still recommend Narita Bryan if you summon for her. I would probably say the same thing for Saiyan Sky. I think this banner is technically pretty good for people who are going to be joining in, coming up to basically the first year of Global being out, because it came out on the 26th of June. We're very near that. We're very near. But that's a video for another day, because I'm going to make a video about 1 year of Uma Global. Let's get on to the new stuff coming with some new support cards. Starting off with the big one, the SSR. We have the Thrones Ensemblage. It is a group type support card. That max limit broken here is what it'll do for you. The unique effect is gain skill point bonus 2 when bond gauge is at least 80. With a friendship bonus of 35, initial friendship gauge of 35, training effectiveness of 5, initial speed of 20, event recovery of 30, event effectiveness of 20, with friendship recovery of 2, a speed bonus of 1, race bonus of 10, and a fan bonus of 15. From the events, you'll be able to get a Pace Chaser Straightaways, Rainy Days, Fighter, Fighting Spirit, Prudent Positioning, Full Throttle, Nakayama Race Course, Refraction Arc, and Medium Corners. The dates for this group event will consist of Simbuli Rudolph Tokai Teyel and Surumaru Tsuyoshi. Let's start off with the first date in Simbuli Rudolph. Simbuli Rudolph's date will give you 13 energy back, 36 wit, and a fighting spirit hint plus 1. Tokai Teio's date will give you 13 energy, a mood up, 25 speed, and a prudent positioning hit plus 1. Surumaru Tsuyoshi will give you 39 energy back, 18 skill points, and a full throttle hint plus 1. For another date, you will get 26 energy back, 12 speed, 30 wit, and 18 skill points with a Nakayama Racecourse hint plus 1. And on the final date, you'll get 26 energy back, a mood up, 18 speed, 36 wit, 24 skill points, and a refraction art hint plus 1. And you'll get the Pure Passion Heirs to the Throne. Heirs to the Throne can carry out friendship training with the Throne's Ensemblage, and is immune to insomnia and the lazy habit. That is it for the dates. There are some random events in here that will grant you more hints and or buffs. For the most part, they are self-explanatory. You'll get a choice between two. Of course, on the first starting of the date, you'll always get the Pure Passion Heirs to the Throne, but through dating, you can get it back at the final node, or I think sometimes you can just get it back randomly. I guess we can talk about the special events real quick, specifically for, I guess, the end of the run. Okay, what's this one? Okay, after the finals. If the bond is max, you'll get 24 speed, 24 wit, and 24 skill points. After finals, bond not max, you'll get 18 speed, 18 wit, and 18 skill points. And finally, dating before the New Year's. Now you can obviously proc group things pretty early. One way to do that is basically focusing it in before New Year's, and you usually get a hit out of it. For this one, it'll be 12 speed, 24 wit, 12 skill points, and a medium corners hit plus 1. That is the Thrones Ensemblage. Now, let's list off what we know so far about the Thrones Ensemblage. This is a pretty good card, for sure. but it's also not going to be useful for much longer. Because with the coming of a new scenario, a new trend will begin in where there will be a scenario support card that you'll usually always want to have on. Speaking just for the next one, the Japanese version of this scenario is called Grand Live, and the usual one you'll always want to bring with you is the PAL character of Light Hello. And I suppose we can bring out Light Hello real quick, not go over her too much, but of course, real quick. Okay. This is Light Hello. Light Hello is a PAL. It's going to be released with the release of Grand Live. Now, for the most part, for the dates of Live Hello, she's going to be giving you so much more benefit than you'll ever get to see in the Thrones Ensemblage. So if you're thinking to run a friend or a pal, you would not be running the Thrones Ensemblage. You would most likely always be running Light Hello. Now, the Thrones Ensemblage actually gets power crept a month into Grand Live with a new group. And I suppose we can also pan over to there real quick. The Ancestors and Guides will be coming eventually, sometime after Light Hello, and they basically, for the most part, do a lot of what the Thrones Ensemblage tries to do, but with a little bit of more success in it, with a better, in my opinion, unique skill compared to the Thrones Ensemblage. They have a heck of a lot, they have, what do you call it? What do you call it? I'd say they have a heck of a lot more good, useful skills to be gathered from them. And even though that basically refraction art will be at least usable one time, maybe during the Champions Meet for Grand Live, it's definitely not going to be a mainstay. Wherein I think Ancestors and Guides usually find a way to fill that niche if you don't have this specific scenario PAL in question. And that's the best way I can explain it to you through the eyes of not a veteran, but of what people are trying to tell you, and from what I understand from what the Japanese people were talking about when that stuff was happening live. Because even though shortly after we're nearing the period where I finally quit the Japanese side of Umamusume due to, one, I don't know Japanese, and two, it's because I missed getting a Summer Gold ship. But that's for the most part. The Thrones Ensemblage, sure, it's going to be good for a little bit, but if you need to use it, please just look for a whale and use their friend support card, and that'll be your way to use it. It'll do the same thing. You don't get a bonus for having it on your own. You just use it from a borrow, please. Okay. Now that we're done with talking about the dual SSR, let's finally get on to the new SR, El Condor Pesa. El Condor Pesa at max and limit broken will do the following. Your unique effect is increases speed when training together by 1, increases frequency at which character participates in preferred training type by 20. With a friendship bonus of 20, race bonus of 10, fan bonus of 20, specialty priority of 50, mood effect of 30, additional friendship gauge of 20, training effectiveness of 5, and a power bonus of 1. Sorry about that. Her support hits are standard distance, prepared to pass, up tempo, base use of straightaways, head on, and a set gain of 6 speed and 2 power. From events, you'll be able to get pace use of corners and sunny days. On the first node of her training events, you have the choice between getting 10 energy, 5 speed, and 5 power, or losing 10 energy, getting 15 speed and 10 power. And finally, you'll lose 10 energy, get 15 speed, 15 power, and a Pace Chaser Corners hint +1. Her random events are getting stamina, or losing 10 energy, get 20 power, and get 10 power, or get a Sunny Days hint +1. So Contrapeso, we're all pretty middle of the road in my opinion. There's still some better speed SRs out there, but she is definitely usable. She has some access to some pretty nice Pace Chaser skills that are basically a little guaranteed. I mean, Pace Chaser Corners, if you just want it, hey, you just get it from the event. But when it comes to hints, standard distance, prepare to pass, up tempo, Pace Chaser straightaways, and head-on are all pretty nice. Well, that's it for the new SR. Coming with the aura rarity is Surumaru Tsuyoshi, who showed up on the Thrones Ensemblage. She's going to be a Guts R. Let's go over this real quickly. At max limit broken, she'll give you 15 friendship bonus, 35 mood effect, 20 initial friendship gauge, hint level 2, hint frequency of 30, 35 specialty priority, and a Guts bonus of 1. Her support hints are long shot, up tempo, risky business, fighting spirit, full throttle, and a stat gain of 1 speed, 1 power, and 6 guts. And skills from the events you can get Arc Fighter. On the first random node, you have the choice between getting 10 energy and a boot up, or 15 speed. And finally, on the final random event, you have a choice between getting a fighter hint +1 or 15 guts. That's Surumaru Tsuyoshi. So Surumaru Tsuyoshi is of course an art card, but there are some merits to art cards in that they usually have some nice skills to pass on. When it comes to Surumaru Tsuyoshi, well, she does have some okay cards. She has long shot. I suppose if you're aiming it for your Uma to be a little bit of a, what do you call it, an underdog, you can always put that on them. Long shot would have a chance to proc in case the people you're basically against will be better than you. Up tempo is always nice, but it's always used when you're usually in the front. And for the most part, the stuff you get from Surumaru Tsuyoshi are late surger skills with full throttle and the fighter. And it's a bit awkward, I suppose. Her support effect, she does have the mood effect bonus, 35, with 15 friendship bonus and the 35 special priority. So in case you wanted to guts max on some R cards, hey, you can still do it with Surumaru Tsuyoshi. It's not that bad. Normally I do not bring up art cards, but Surumaru Tsuyoshi is a bit unique because the Throne Ensemblage technically is her first card, even if it's not considered her first card. And that's about it for this art card. That's also basically it for this entire video. Are you going for any of the rerunning Umamusumes? If you do, they're pretty good, and basically you would be, if you don't have either, you'd be better with any of them if you get them, and also you'd be basically better off with any of the off-banner ones as well, because it's always nice to get something new you just don't have. A lot of that happened to me during the Sweet Tosho banner, so I've learned to appreciate that. I've just gotten a lot of Umamusumes. I was like, man, I want to get these, but hey, they came very down the line, and that's nice. When it comes to the support cards, please remember, do not try your hardest to at least resist the urge to pull for your favorites. Whether your favorites is Tokai Teo, Symboli Rudolph, or Surumaru Tsuyoshi, this card is simply just not worth it. And it's not worth much of your time, but if you are a whale, this card is a little bit worth your time, because with the ability of getting the Thrones Ensemblage, you do have a bit of a meta covered up for the 1.5 CMs this is basically useful during, and that is the current one that just started today, the 24th, and the last one before Grand Live, which is going to be sometime in July. But that is all for today's video. Good luck on everyone who's doing their summoning, and good luck on anyone who I suppose is good luck to anyone who's going to be resisting the urge to summon for the Thrones Ensemble Lodge, and good luck to everyone on your Champions Meet. Goodbye.